Money like Tunchi, street cred like Boosie, iced out like Gucci, free bands like Future. Got a million in the money counter. Feel like baby, I'm about an island. Feel like it ain't no limit. Get the racks in, then we spin it. Run bands like a marathon. Home run like I'm Barry Bonds. Young nigga keep sticks with them. Every day it's a trap-a-thon. Polo, my rap lawn. Rolex, my right arm. Call the plug up for the thing. This time no strapped on.
Go and get that check. 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 I gotta have them bands, yeah, run it up. If you ain't getting to the money, you ain't built like us. Go and get that check. 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 I gotta have them bands, yeah, run it up. If you ain't getting to the money, you ain't built like us. I'm on mean lean, carousel, fuck it. Headed to Peru, so you know I love it. Making wealth every day, so you know I gotta pray. Got the universe speaking in a major way. Just not on stop pay today. If you want it, you can get it. Gotta make a way. Tryna hop on the plane, get some foreign money. I've been hungry, so I'm just trying to fill my plate. You always thinking about it next. I'm talking about like cash, you know, get it back and shit. So you trying for shit. Rap back, rapper shit. And your house is immaculate. It's in my DNA, I'm focused. Unlimited money, I run to the jet. Destination, everybody wanna go and get it. Tryna finesse next. Go and get that check. Go and get that check. Go and get that check. Go and get that check.
All right, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but we getting started. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome aboard to Mindshift Monday. We are definitely, y'all see that? Okay. Don't look at everything else. Yeah, you know I stay writing. But facts. So, welcome to Mindshift Monday. Make sure y'all see the sunset, just in case y'all had a cloudy day today. All right. Welcome to Mindshift Monday. I really appreciate y'all for being here and being on board with me today. As always, again, welcome. I hope y'all had a great day, a powerful day in some type of way. That may have provided clarity for you, that allowed you to laugh, to joke, to feel lighthearted. You know, it's always so much going on in the world. And so laughter will always be a medicine for the soul with you when you are even by yourself. I think that's the beauty of social media overall, is the laughter. You know, now sometimes we might be laughing at things that really you're not supposed to be laughing at. You know, there may be some things that may be desensitized. And so, you know, we may laugh at it. You know, it's a lot of jokes, just like comedians. They might bust a lot of jokes, but it's a lot of truth in there. So with that being said, of course, again, welcome to Mindshift Monday. You know, it's always going to be something humorous going on. But at the end of the day, I hope that you found joy in your day. I hope you found laughter through your heart or through someone else's heart. Them just making you smile or something making you smile, whether it was the sun, whether it was just you waking up this morning, whether it was you just, you know, looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I'm here, you know. So again, welcome to Mindshift Monday, where we step out of our routine and mundane way of thinking and we shift into a higher perspective where we exercise everything else. So why not exercise the way we think and the way we see things? All right. And of course, these video streams are coming from a heart-based frequency. So with that being said, let's connect and dive in. All right. So today, I think it's going to be a nice, beautiful conversation. And of course, if you have questions, even after this, if you're on the replay and you have questions or comments or, you know, anything, you can always drop them in the comments. Keep it peaceful, keep it, you know, open dialogue. But yeah, if anything comes up, concerning, what I may be talking about, you can always leave a comment or, just some kind gestures. So it's all good. You can also share this, like it, you know, all the common things that we say when we do videos, right? So let's just make sure. I think audio is very well right now. All right, so I'm just telling y'all, welcome aboard. Oh, I like that. That's a new feature, y'all. All right, so again, Mindshift Monday. Today we are talking about nurturing ourselves and our purpose to stay on target in a new and old world. What does that mean? I mean, when I come up with these topics, sometimes it might just be an hour before, you know. So so we're gonna get better on the scheduling, but don't judge me. Anyway, for the most part, we're in a cycle of nurturing ourselves. Okay. So let me give you an update, right? A cosmic update, a regular world update. So of course we know that January is out and we're in February, okay? And so we've also crossed through cosmically, universally, and this is very important that we start integrating this into our lives in a certain way. Not everything. If you listen to the previous video, we're in the age of Aquarius, and you're going to need a lot of discernment when deciding on the things that you want to integrate into your life, or if you just want to, keep it the old way and just do things the way you normally used to doing things, right? So cool. For the most part, dealing with this information, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so dealing with this information, we are pretty much coming into a new space where we are nurturing ourselves, right? And so within this, it's a whole new birth. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, it's a whole new birth. And with this new birth comes what? A new you, a new us, a new world, right? Now, this one feels way different, because a lot of us may be more in tune with ourselves. We may be more in tune with the vibrations of the earth, the new frequency, the new everything. And so there's a lot going on top of the mundane things, the regular things that are always taking place, like death and disorder and chaos and all of those different things, right? But most importantly is what's going on inside of us, for us to fulfill our purpose and really enjoy our life and get to an elevated level within our mindset, where we really can shift our reality based on our perception. Okay. So we are in a new birth cycle, right? We are in a new birth cycle. And within this cycle, we are nurturing ourselves. All right. We're taking time to not take life too serious. Okay. You just got through January. Clap it up. All right. Clap it up. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it takes a lot to get through the first 30 days of your goals when you haven't never gotten through the first 5 days of your goals. Okay. So, so it's like when you are on that pathway, the same way with your mind, creating a new connection within yourself. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of things that you have to let go of, you know, things that you are creating new habits for, so that you can become the person who you truly are to reach the goals or purpose that you have in life, right? And so again, we're not trying to really right now or these past few weeks have been a time where it's been okay to just take life not too seriously, right? And kind of hee hee ha ha your way through, because you're going to need to, in order for you to stay motivated and really just on it, inside of the things that you really want to do in life, okay? Or where you see yourself, because if you don't, you'll see everything coming at you from the outside instead of from the inside. Okay. So this is where self-reflection comes into play and self-discovery comes into play. Because when you're creating a new birth, when there is a new birth in the world and within inside of ourselves, what exactly does that say? Okay. That means we are literally, bringing a new idea, again, a new us, a new baby, a new business, a new job, a new home, a new residence, a new everything, a new product, whatever it is new, is going to be new in your life. Okay. So we are in that space where right now it's just very important for you to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, do the things again that bring laughter to your heart, joy to your heart, where you can continue to discover yourself and realize, I really didn't know that about myself. But now that I see, either I can do better or I didn't know that about myself. And I think I'm going to do more of that. You know, you either build on the things that you already know about yourself, or you let go of some things that you know about yourself, and you go ahead and toss it in you toss it away, and let your angels, your guides, let God, the Most High, let all that energy take it all away, and you move forward powerfully in your purpose, so that way you can receive the things that are on your pathway. Okay. So that could be new information. That could be people, places, things. It could be anything. But first, it's dealing with our mindset shifting to create that new reality. So again, we're nurturing ourselves and our purpose to stay on target in a new and old world. And the reason why I mention a new and old world is because we are literally in what they would call a Vesica Pisces, right? And basically, a Vesica Pisces, and you can look it up, is basically, we'll just say it's two circles that come together, and then, they form inside of each other, right? And you may have seen this when somebody, like if you're doing a training or anything like that, but look it up online, Vesica Pisces, right? And it's basically where two circles come together and they form, right? And so with that, it's like the merging of worlds, right? It's like the merging of worlds. And so that's what's going on right now. It's like we have the old world, the old program that's still trying to program and tell us what's going on, tell us this, show us these false images, show us all of this, all these things that just look like a total Saturday Night Live show. Like it does. And so that's why you have to laugh, because we are literally in a reality where people swear you don't see what's going on. So it's like, for example, we're going to kind of go into some breaking news or just something that has occurred in our reality, right? If if you're paying attention to the news, I'm sure you heard about it. So even dealing with this Chinese spy balloon, right? Okay. Chinese spy balloon in space. Okay. We just sent over 300 billions of dollars to Ukraine for a war. And they're getting ready to try and send more. But you have a Chinese surveillance balloon in your sky. Okay? Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? So the thing is, we have to be totally operating in our purpose right now, because the deceit, the deception, and actually just seeing things for exactly what it is and saying, that's crazy, and going about your way and not really giving it your attention and energy, because at the end of the day, everything that we do is about preparedness, and not for a lack reason. It's more preparedness for just be ready. It's more preparedness for what are you here for? It's more preparedness for, are you going to continue to let someone always dictate your future or your program and what goes on in your reality, right? And so the new and old world, there's a separation. There's this, this frequency, this vibration where it's just like it's so much noise going on, because you're hearing the chatter from both worlds. You're hearing the new, you know, the whole, even, if you're dealing with Twitter and Elon Musk, or the new, it could be dealing with the same old stuff where, the Grammys, it's like the same program over and over again. And trust, like, you pay attention to what you want to pay attention to, right? What I'm saying is, eventually it gets to a point where it's like it's the same program over and over. And what are we really doing to create the new program and really coexist and co-create with the Most High, to really evolve in our purpose and target and define what it is we're really supposed to be doing. So in this new birth, this is what is occurring. So it's so much better when you just focus on yourself and you be in the vibration and the frequency of your purpose, because every single day and every single thing that you do, no, every day is not the same. No, every day is not, what would we say? Every day is not the same. Every day is not necessarily, how can I put this? High vibrational, or, full of the best moments ever, because we're human and we're here, right? And we're still integrated into this society some type of way. But there is a way that you can create your day, create the structure of your day and your moments. Take time for yourself to do that. And then once the day comes about, you go, because you've already set the momentum by the things that you've done from even the moment that you wake up and from the time that you go to sleep. All right. So seeing the rapid changes in the world, and basically how to balance the new and the old, or what to keep and what to let go of, right? Now that part, I can't really tell you how to do that, really, as far as what to keep and let go of. Now, one thing I know for sure, your values you can keep. One thing that doesn't change when the world changes are your values. Now, sometimes you may have to adjust them accordingly based on your mindset shifting, right? And usually when our perspective changes or our mind shifts into a whole new dimension or a way of thinking, then yes, things are going to break down in our reality, and we're going to see the world in a whole nother way. These are things that a lot of people are afraid to do, because, like I've said before previously, it's literally like breaking through concrete, and then clearing the way and literally laying a new foundation. All right. And it doesn't have to be that, momentous or, foundational, groundbreaking, but I think it should be, because we're in a very powerful season and decade and era of innovation. And what does innovation require? a whole new way of thinking, you know. So again, your values, what are your core values, you know, and are those the things that you want to keep, or are there some new ways of thinking that you want to explore about yourself, about the world, that are aligned with your purpose and the things that you would like to do in the world? So with that, okay, so yeah, so with that, self-reflection. All right, self-reflection being the main thing that gets us through this time when it deals with the power of innovation and self-discovery. And again, not taking life too seriously, but serious enough to where it's like, yeah, we do have work to do. You know, of course we can frolic and you can have fun and do all of everything. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. Enjoy. But the whole thing comes back to, once time goes by, are you still dedicated and motivated to what you set out to do almost 10 years ago? What you set out to do almost 20 years ago? It's a lot of people out here who have had ideas, you know, like I'll start with myself. Like I watched a video last night that just I'm honestly, it brought me to an emotional stance because it was almost, let's say, this 2023. So I would say 13, maybe about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. And I was doing my first video for my first website, and I haven't seen this video in so long. Like my locks were short, shoulder length, barely shoulder length. And just finished Morris Brown. So, anyway, so it was the first video that I created for my website. And it brought an emotional stance because till this day, I am so thankful. Again, just I'm sure y'all looked at the Grammys. If you didn't, then but I'm still gonna put this in there. Um, you know, for God's protection, right? For the Most High's protection. Okay. Shout out, Beyonce did say that last night, and she paused on it. And I don't understand. I don't know if y'all realize that. I know everybody was looking at everything else, but the biggest thing that I heard was, I just want to thank God for his protection. Okay. And that's big time because we don't know the things that we don't see when we are trying to move so powerfully and move forward into our purpose. There are a lot of things that we haven't seen that have taken place, that our angels, that our guides, that the Most High has taken care of for us, so that we can proceed. Now, other things, they have gotten in the way because, hey, we may have indulged, we may have just, been unconscious of our awareness, and we just might have just decided this is what we're doing right now, because we do make a lot of decisions where we are aware and we just like, hey, this is what we're doing. But most of the time, a lot of things are in an unconscious way. So with that, being grateful for that protection to still make it to this point, almost 10, 11, 12 years later, and to reflect back and say, wow, she would be ultra proud of me right now that we are still on the ball. All right. And she is who I want to make proud. Like anything that I'm doing outside of it being a part of my purpose is to make sure that my younger self is proud of us sticking to the goals that we set, that may have seemed crazy or out of this world to others, but literally in the world that we live in now, it makes a lot of sense. and everybody's doing something of what, that we set out to do. So that is something that I want to impart to you today, is to do the self-reflection, look back, as much as it may disappoint you, because you will be disappointed, but you're here, right? You know, there are times when you can be disappointed and you say, man, dang, all I had to do was this. Or you'll hear somebody say, if I knew what I knew now, you know. But the whole thing is the self-reflection is important for you to bring this new birth into being, to nurture yourself, so that you can define the way that you want to accomplish and move powerfully in the presence of your purpose and accomplish your goals. So, again, that self-reflection is very important. Again, it's like, we can have the ideas, and also you can have an idea, sit on it, and literally look out into the world and be like, oh, that was my idea. I was going to do that. you know and then someone else is doing it and they're successful with it, and it's like, yeah, okay, so now what are you going to do? And it doesn't mean that you can't move forward with your goal, with the thing that you want to implement. No, it just means, so what are you going to do now? Like, are you going to trust the instinct that you were given from the first place? Are you going to actually trust the guidance that is unseen, that may leave breadcrumbs and little rainbows and pastries and cinnabuns? Okay, nah, that's me. But no, but are you going to really trust the guidance that you receive in order for you to implement a goal, a plan, a step in action? It could be anything. It doesn't have to always be the biggest goal ever. It could just be the smallest thing. You know that the trash man comes on Wednesday. Can you at least just make sure the trash, this one time only, can you make sure that the trash is in the trash can and on the street Tuesday night? That way you only have to think about it Wednesday morning. Or if you make it out there Wednesday morning before they get there, because you woke up early and was like, I got to get it out there, I got to make sure. It's as easy as that. Sometimes we overthink things, and that's what leads to the complications in life. All right? Overthinking things lead to the complications. It leads to stagnancy. It leads to not doing anything. And then you look 10 years later and it's like, or 2 years later, or a year later, or 30 days later, because we're going to be present. You might even look tomorrow or 2 weeks from now, or, because 2 weeks from now, rewind was January in the last 2 weeks, so being present is literally self-reflecting on your improvements, reflecting on yourself in as much as possible in order for you to move forward and really embrace yourself. Okay. And again, we have to be lighthearted with this. You don't want to beat yourself up and be like, damn it, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, you coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe. But at the end of the day, divine timing is everything. And so moving powerfully in our purpose literally is being aware of the fact that you have a purpose, being aware of the fact that there is something that is tickling your mind, tickling your fancy, tickling something within you, and saying, hey, if you just do this, this will happen. Or if you just do this, let's just find out and see. All right. So also, I want to, I'll be dropping the link to our new program, the Purpose Protection Program. We are finally, because this is, I'm telling you, in real time, I'm bringing y'all everything in real time. Like we're not playing with any of this. Let me see if I can bring this here, so that way at least y'all can have it. I'm gonna put it in the comment and I'm gonna show it on the screen. All right. So the Purpose Protection Program is an accountability program to bring the assurance that's needed for people to move powerfully into the presence of their purpose. It's something that I've always wanted to be a part of, something that I've always wanted to do, because I know as well that it will also attract your tribe. But at the same time, it's sometimes you really just need some extra people or just the extra person around to help you reach your goal, or just that environment. Sometimes it's just being in the environment to help you reach your goal. So you can enter this link. Again, it's also inside of the comments, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or I don't know if it'll come up on Twitter, but you'll see it on the screen. And I also have it in my bio uh, for that same link. And there is a process, but we will be launching officially February 13th, 2023. Of course, the day before Valentine's Day, because again, this is a heart-based frequency, and everything we are doing is coming from the heart, pure love, pure intent. All right. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that I bring that aboard. So I'm going to take that away for right now. We'll bring it back at the end of the show. As we move forward, let's see. And I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Again, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you. I always got a second guess at my audio, man, because it just be a very interesting thing. But yeah, so again, everybody has an idea, but are you really going to bring that about? So, another question that we have is the world being upgraded according to the same old programmers? Because everything is always dealing with codes. Everything we do, whether it's being on our phone, being in front of a computer, in front of a TV, even our blood cells are programmable, like all type of things. So the thing is the world being upgraded according to the same old programmers, or are we actually being more conscious of the fact that we can co-create our reality with the Most High again and create new programs? All right, explore and define new ways of being at this time for ourselves. Okay, what are we initiating into action right now? We are definitely in the initiating phase of the things that we want to bring into our life, into our world, the things that will be with us. Again, in the previous live stream, I mentioned how we are literally replicating the 1920s all the way through the 1930s. Okay, so 2020s, 2030s, those are very monumental time frames that till this day the Federal Reserve is in full effect. So if that's the case and we look back to those moments, then what will it be that we will make sure that is stamped and approved into our life and will head into the future decades with us? Okay, that will create our legacies, that will create the imprints. I've always admired Alonzo Herndon and their story. Now, of course, you don't always, of course, I know they always say, you shouldn't admire people's lives. You don't know what's going on in the background, da 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 da. So we're just gonna deal with Front Street and what the website says, okay? And what the history that I learned about when I went through the museum, through their home museum, right? That's on the Morris Brown campus. Alonzo Herndon was the first Black millionaire in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, or in Georgia, and one of the first in the U.S. So with that, the story line was just that, that it was well, we're not even gonna get into the storyline. I was on the website today and I was just admiring the fact that somebody wanted to still tell their family's history story. Okay. He was only a man. He was married to a wife. Then he got remarried after his first wife transitioned. They only had one child. He only had one child with his first wife. Okay. And I don't think his son had any children. So there are other people that have come aboard to continue telling the story. Okay. Because the son created a foundation to make sure that the family legacy continued. And so hundreds of years later, you know, I just think that it's a beautiful thing to be able to have a history of yourself, for people to know or see the work that was done. Now, of course, it's not going to happen for everyone, because I also had the same reflection of this house that is on the street, on my grandmother's street. And so, I remember the lady that stays there, and I remember her sister. And I also remember when the house caught on fire, and I don't think anyone stayed there anymore. But whatever the case may be, outside of their family, all I could think about is who's telling their story anymore. And so I think that's why it's so important for us to write our stories. If you have a book that you need to put out, you should put it out, because those are time capsules. Those are literal living time capsules that someone can come across at any point in time for whatever it's relevant for, whether now or in the future, and say, hey, that was great, and be inspired by that work to continue moving forward, because we don't know what the world will be like by the time 2030 gets here, for real, for real. I mean, we can have an idea, but in reality, to be practical, we're just going to say we don't, outside of consciously creating that reality and co-creating that reality based off of us moving in our purpose and being conscious of our decisions and actions and choices. So with that, those are my reflections. Those are the things that I've seen and had thoughts about while I'm just going through daydreaming and doing my work, or being somewhere and just looking around, just having observations, just literally, just receiving information and just, saying, wow, who is telling their story? So I want to bring that back. Like, what are you creating where your legacy or the work that you decide to do, even if it's just a small thing, even if it's just a memory of something you did for someone, or, but I think it should be more. So, what have you done and what will be left if we are not here tomorrow? How are you displaying yourself? Do you have videos? Do you have courses? Do you have a book? Do you have a program? Do you have some type of writings? I mean, you can dig up a hole in your backyard and decide, hey, this is a time capsule and no one can open it until 2040. And then somebody keeps it and they finally open it and bam, this is your information and it may empower someone. I don't know. It depends on what you write in your journal. So, but needless to say, it's just something to think about. I know some people like, we ain't got to do all that. We just here to live and get on about ourselves and just go on out of here. True. But at the same time, come on, you got to leave your imprint. Like, you really are here for a reason. Okay. And it's not always about, it's about right now, but right now was 20 years ago. Right now was 100 years ago. Okay. So the same visions that someone had of you right now are the same visions that we are working for the future of another generations that will be here. So what is the work that you have to do to make sure that they're straight? Now, if you just don't care, it's cool, but even if you have your family, you know, but just for yourself, just for the satisfaction of your life, even if you just write a 5-page book, I'm like, keep it easy. It don't got to be nothing crazy, insane. Like, literally, it could be the most powerful 5 pages ever. And you can sell it for $5, or 500. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, you just got to move in your purpose and just be on purpose. Now, don't go out here trying to jip people and talking crazy and recycling people information and copying and doing all of that. Like, no, no, no. Don't be inspired to be on that side of the spectrum, but, with integrity, okay, and intention, pure intention, what is it that you want to do in the world? All right. So we'll keep this ball rolling. All right. So what are we initiating into action? Because sometimes you may receive an idea for something, and if you do not act on it, it can pass you by. Now, this is twofold. Okay. Until you are ready, or it can literally be handed off to someone else who will actually do what needs to be done. Okay. And I'll give an example. So let's just say, and I think I already gave an example about having an idea and then you see it in the world and somebody else is implementing it. And you're like, wow, I had that idea. Yeah, you did. So, what's next? The next thing would be, everyone has a name. My name is so common, right? It's very common. Okay. But I realized that there's a reason why there are so many common names in the world. And the reason why is because to me, this is my thought process. To me, I thought to myself, everyone has a name, a common name, because it's not because we were lazy and like, nah, I'm tired of coming up with a name. Even though I know we also went through a period of time where our parents went through a period of time where, depending on where they were, within the systems of change, they chose specific names, right? So, but overall, everyone has a common name in such a way because somebody has to do the work. So if it's not going to be that Allison Jones, if it's not going to be that Allison Jones, which Allison Jones is it going to be? And granted, I've been seeing my name on TV since Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, the Allison Jones I know, she been casting it for the longest. And once I realized I kept seeing her name. I'm just like, Allison Jones, Allison Jones, Allison Jones. What the heck is this? And then I realized, wow, so you may have a common name, even if you don't, even if you're one out of 100 or whatnot. The thing is, we all have common names because somebody is going to fulfill the purpose. Somebody's going to do the work. So you receive an idea, you receive the guidance, are you going to go ahead and do that work that needs to come out into the world? Okay. So honestly, that is all I have for today. Again, the Purpose Protection Program will be launching. So in the comments, the link is there in my bio. The link will be there as well. And we're going to continue moving forward. Again, the Purpose Protection Program is an accountability program that is also an extension of Leading While Learning, which will be probably launching on the same day. I'm just taking my time, really nurturing myself, bringing in this new birth, as we all should be doing. And I really appreciate every single one of you for being here. Whether this is on a replay, whether this is years from now or yesterday, today, tomorrow, whatever the case may be right now, I appreciate you. And as always, this is Mindshift Set Monday, the new MSM. And yeah, we're going to keep it rolling like that. So we made it. Okay, we made it. So with that being said, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys and enjoy every bit of your moment because you deserve it. All right, we out.
If you don't work, then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the power. 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 It's your boy Bliss Entertainer.
Shawty, ain't shit changed, it's just a different day. I'm working like a slave, I bend my knees and then I pray. It's like we living for today and ain't no hope for tomorrow. Just gunshots and mamas crying and broken bottles. Really this ain't living, knowledge that's a given. I can't fight the feeling, we trapped like a prison.
If you know what I'm saying, do your homework. If you're trapped doing numbers, you got your own work. Yeah, I make the money, but the money don't make me. Jealousy and envy, now these niggas hate me. Plotting on another man. I don't think you understand. Work, then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power.
We got them choppers that'll have you flying high. No private jets, just high and by in the clouds flying by. I'm on the airlift, man, I'm out of here. Loving how the world is one when a new desk come out. That part be so hard, that way get paid. Lyrically, telepathically, and magnetizing everything. You know I'm from the A. We getting bread, we eating cake, so it's okay. I got my mind on my money on my. You gotta be there if you really want it. Gotta survive to thrive. That's just the way it is. And if you knew your purpose, then you would truly
If you
live.
don't work, then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the